Hey, what's up, world? My name is Malcolm from Organically Awkward. If you haven't heard already about Anchor app, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First and foremost, it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it could be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Well, we're back.
What's up, everyone? This is season 2, episode 1 of Organically Awkward. This is Malcolm.
Back. And this is Tristan back again for another season. More episodes, more discussions, and probably some guests.
Yeah. So let's jumpstart this off. Right now, we're going to talk about the NFL playoff picture. Our thoughts on the season that just happened. Our thoughts on the playoffs and what we expect will happen. So, Tristan, you can kickstart it off.
To just kind of wrap up the season. Overall, it was a successful season. They finished all the games. No games had to be forfeited. Only a few games had to be postponed or star players had to sit out. No one died, so I guess that's a plus. As far as competitiveness, every team seemed to be pretty competitive. There's only a couple trash bag teams like the Jaguars. The Bengals were good until they lost their quarterback, or they're decent. I would say that they weren't like a playoff team, but they're at least decent. But I would say overall a successful season. What do you think about it?
I thought it was pretty good. It was a lot better than what I expected.
Yeah.
As far as like with the COVID and everything, I thought they were probably gonna shut it down like probably a little sooner than later. But the fact that they didn't shut it down, that was a good thing. Like you said, nobody died from it, so
yeah. Because that was the main thing. Like if somebody was to like die, like it had to be shut down. But at one point, I was like, man, like maybe before it's like the season started, I'm like, they might as well just shut it down. Like you ain't gonna have no fans. You cancel the preseason. You're making all these rules. Like just shut it down. Start back up next year. But I mean, they got through it.
yeah. I felt like that. Like football is like that kind of sport where it's like you're avoiding all types of like social distancing measures. So I didn't really have a lot of faith in it withstanding a whole season, but the fact that it did, I mean, that's pretty dope. A lot of big injuries for some players that kind of sucked, but that just comes with the game. At least it wasn't like COVID related, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, but that Saquon injury hurt my soul.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Him and Odell, man. But when they both went down, I'm like, shit.
Like I ain't gonna lie, when Saquon went down, I'm like, call the season over. Like it's done. We don't need to play this. It doesn't need to happen. The season's over. Like... no games were counted. No stats counted. Season's over. That's how I felt.
I felt the same way. And then when Dak Prescott went down, I'm not even a Cowboys fan, but I was like, oh shit, like, oh no, not Dak. He was on fire the first couple of games, even though they wasn't winning. He was on fire. Like,
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm not even a Dak Prescott fan, but I was devastated, and a couple reasons why I was devastated. One was he was on my fantasy team, and he was trade bait at that time. I was trying to trade him. But two, the main reason was because I thought he lost a lot of money. I think he'll end up getting a good contract, but I was mad because I didn't want it because he didn't sign that big contract. I thought a lot of money got left on the table. So hopefully he makes that up.
Yeah. I hope Jerry doesn't Jerry him on the cheese, man, and gets him his paper.
Oh, he will. Jerry's gonna franchise tag him. and it's like with the franchise tag, you're making 36 38 million probably, but he's not getting that guaranteed long contract. So he can break his other ankle or something this coming year. So Jerry's gonna get him.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
So hopefully he'll get a long term deal, or maybe he'll sign somewhere else.
Right, right. Who do you think should be MVP from this year?
MVP, who it's gonna be, and who I think it is gonna be different. It's gonna go to Aaron Rodgers, but I say Josh Allen should be MVP.
I could agree with you on that. I was just about to say, Josh Allen would probably be like a dark horse for me winning MVP, just because he took that Bills team and started doing some foolishness this year. Like he
Yeah.
upped his game up even more than he did last year, and definitely caught a lot of people by surprise. And then I would say Aaron Rodgers for sure deserved it this year.
His numbers are too foolish. I think he only threw 5 picks, 48 throwing passing touchdowns. So he'll get it deservingly. I got no problems with it. But if I was picking, I would go Josh Allen. But that's probably just because I'm a fan of Josh Allen more than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Now, as far as what about Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year, you got to go Herbert, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
You think Herbert?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's like second.
Who would you go? Jefferson?
Jefferson, man. My boy Jefferson. Jay Jettis.
Nah, man. You got to go Herbert. He's a quarterback, so it's like the success of the team, no matter what, usually gets pinned on the quarterback, even though sometimes that may not be true. But, I mean, he took the Chargers trash team because of all the injuries. He got them to 7 wins. He broke almost every passing record for a QB in their rookie year. You got to go to him. He was looking like a top 10 quarterback in his rookie year. You got to go Herbert.
No, I like Herbert a lot. I actually was very high on him for the past 2 years. Like the year before, when he was at Oregon, I was really, really big on him. But he ended up staying for another year. So I'm a big Herbert fan. But I don't know. I just feel like Justin Jefferson, man, like he broke that receiving record. You know what I'm saying? Like most receiving yards by a rookie, and like just for him to like, I know his team wasn't that good, but
I think they had the same record, or maybe Chargers won one more game. It might have been 6-10 Vikings, 7-9. So the records weren't
wasn't too off. Yeah, but like I just think that Jefferson's impact to the game probably was like a lot more dynamic. Not more dynamic than Herbert, because Herbert's foolish too. I just think that I don't know. He's just like I don't know. It's a toss up. Yeah, I think you can go either way with those two, honestly.
Yeah, they can. I mean, it could be a co rookie. I wouldn't be mad at it. If Jefferson was to get it, I wouldn't be mad at it. But I think Herbert gets it. Jefferson is 2, 3, like kind of third place would probably be Taylor from Colts.
You think John? He cracked 1,000 this year.
He cracked 1,000. He I think he got 250 the last game of the year.
Oh shit!
So him, but I mean, there was a lot of receivers that were good. This was a good rookie class. I'll say that.
I like my boy Big Games, man. I think he should have. He was definitely like in that running.
I didn't catch that. Who?
Big Game James from the Jaguars.
Yeah. Oh, actually, he might be 3. Actually, I would say maybe him because he was more consistent. Because Taylor came on late.
Yeah.
But James Robinson he was pretty consistent the whole year. So I'll probably put him 3 actually.
And to me too, like the fact that he was like undrafted, like he just came out of nowhere. Like nobody even knew he would like do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like the simple fact that the Jaguars cut Fournette just to give this dude a shot, I was like, oh shit! Like, and I'm not just saying Robinson because he was on my fantasy team, but you know, he
was a good runner. He had 1,000 yards, and he was also a pretty good receiver.
Yeah,
they didn't throw to him as much as they probably could have, but he was a pretty good receiver too.
Right. He did like a little bit of everything. Yeah. I mean, to me, I think the Jaguars, their record doesn't really speak to like their performance this year. Because to me, I thought they won a lot more games than what they did. Like when I seen their record, I was like, They only won one time. Like I thought at least they won maybe like three. Like 3 or 4 because they're always in every game. Like
in the first couple of weeks there, it was definitely they were pretty competitive. So it's like it seemed like they might have got 2 or 3 wins like in the first couple, but they only got one. I think it was the
right.
first week of the year.
I think they beat the Titans on Thursday. I remember it was that game.
I thought they won like the first. Maybe it was like a close game, the first game of the year, and then they won like I don't know what I forget what game, but I think just because he's on the Jaguars, I think he got kind of lost in the shuffle. Like people kind of forgot about him.
Right. Yeah,
If I go defensive player of the year, I'll probably go Chase Young.
Chase Young for defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah,
I got like, let me see. I got like maybe 2 or 3. I think Chase Young for sure is going to win it, but Jeremy Chin on the Panthers, I think he had a raw year this year.
Jeremy Chin, but also on Washington, Cameron Curl. He had a pretty big year.
Yeah, he played pretty well this year. I think that boy Chin on the Panthers, man, he's gonna be something special for years to come. And then
he can get it. I wouldn't be surprised if he got it.
Yeah,
but they may be biased and be like, oh well, the Panthers, they didn't have a good team, and at least Washington made it to the playoffs or something. They might be biased like with that.
And then you look at Chase Young's numbers too. Like they're not like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he has good numbers, but they're not like eye opening. Like he only got like 5 sacks or something, like 5 or 6 sacks.
I think he got like 7 or 8 sacks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But you know what I mean? I think it's just like total impact. Like he did like impact that defense, like compared to like Chin. Like Chin's raw, but I don't think he really like made that defense any much better than what it was last year.
Because Chase Young, he had kind of like a Nick Bosa impact. Even like I'm pretty sure Nick Bosa had more sacks. I think he had 9, but he affected the game in other ways with more than just sacks. Like he got to the quarterback, may have not have got the sack, but he got hurries and knockdowns and all that.
Right, drawing the double teams and stuff, freeing up other guys to get sacks. Yeah, I would say Chase Young for sure. I want to say it was somebody else that was in my that I was thinking of, but I can't put a finger on it right now.
Yeah. I know there's a couple linebackers. I don't know if
Patrick Queen on the Ravens.
Patrick Queen.
He had a good
year. Yeah. I think there's someone on defense that we're forgetting that had a big year as a rookie.
Shit.
I can't think of it right now.
I want to say it's corner or something. No, I can't really think of any corners. The rookies that.
The rookie corners, they kind of died down a little bit. Like they were doing good at first, and then they were getting kind of torched.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as far as like defensive player of the year, who you think that should go to?
Defensive player, oh, man. Let's see.
I'm gonna say Aaron Donald.
It's probably gonna go Aaron Donald, but you can go. What is his name? The corner on the Dolphins. He had 10 picks.
Xavier Howard.
Yeah, you can go him. You can go Aaron Donald. You can go T.J. Watt.
T.J. Watt. Oh, from the Steelers. I thought you meant J.J. Watt. I'm like, holy.
T.J. Watt, and I think there's someone else that had a big year. I can't. You can go Myles Garrett, but he got COVID and then he kind of fell off.
Yeah.
Because he was actually for the first 10 weeks, I would say like he was probably the defensive player of the year. Him and Aaron Donald were kind of close neck and neck, and I think Garrett got COVID and then he didn't do it as good as like as far as stat wise, he wasn't as far like getting the sacks and stuff.
Right.
But it's probably gonna go Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I think Aaron Donald's probably gonna get that. He led the league in sacks, and then he's just so dominant, man. Like he be getting like triple teamed, still like breaking through. I'm like, God damn, this is a beast.
And he's only like 6 foot, like he's like 280, 270.
He's so small. He's not even like a big line, like the typical like defensive lineman. Like 6'3", 300 pounds, 350 or something like that. This dude.
You got D linemen now who are like 6'6", like 300, and it's like he's 6 foot 270.
And Daniel my size. He's a little bit colder, a little bit more bulkier than me. His pants ain't that line. I'm like, God damn.
And I think if he gets it, is that 3 for him?
I think so.
So
Yeah, he's starting to
that means he's boom. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Man,
Because it's like his team got to the Super Bowl. He'll have 3 defensive players, so he's pretty much going to be a walk-in Hall of Famer playing. He's going to be like J.J. Watt.
yep. And he's still hella young. He's only like, what, 27, 28 or something? Like,
Yeah. And it's like J.J. Watt, no matter what he does, he's in the Hall of Fame. And it's like he has all these injury years, but it doesn't matter because it's like he had so many dominant years.
right.
That boom, he got his ticket to the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can agree with that. As far as like the playoffs, what are your thoughts on some of these games going on?
Pull it back up the games, but I'm full bandwagon Bills right now. They always like last year they were my dark horse. I'm like the Bills, and then they kind of I think they might have won a playoff game last year, and then I think they played the not the Titans, the Texans, or maybe
Yeah, they beat the Texans. Yeah,
no, they didn't beat the Texans.
They lost them that game.
Was that the second round though? I thought the Bills won a playoff game, but I could be wrong.
No,
But I know they played the Texans,
I think the year before they won.
And I know they I think going into the fourth quarter they had the lead on the Texans, and then Deshaun Watson started to get into some foolishness.
Yep.
And Texans came back, and then the Bills were still young. They were getting some penalties and some dumb plays in that fourth quarter, so they didn't make it. But I'm sticking with them, and they're gonna be my Super Bowl favorite for this year.
Winning the whole thing.
I'm saying. Let's see. I'm going Bills, Chiefs, AFC Championship game. I'm saying Bills go to the Super Bowl. As far as NFC, I would say I'm not sold on the Bucks. It's like they have a lot of good players on paper, but it seems like they just don't put it all together on game day. Like one game they're gonna score 40 points, the next game they're gonna not play that good. The coach is blaming everyone, and it's like you don't know what's going on. So I don't know if I'm sold yet on the Bucks. The Seahawks, I don't know about them, man. I don't know. They've been smoking something Josh Gordon has because I don't know, they're up and down. Rams, Goff is hurt. They're rolling with a practice squad quarterback, so I don't know about them. Bears, I would like to see the Bears pull an upset, to be honest with you. Just because
I could see that.
Just for the underdog story, everybody kind of wrote off Mitch Trubisky. I mean, he's not the greatest quarterback, but he's better than Nick Foles. Like, I don't know why people are so big on Nick Foles. Like, yeah, he won a Super Bowl, but it's like the Eagles team was good enough. He put up big numbers, but I mean, they had a great offensive line. Even with injuries, I believe they had. I think Jason Peters was hurt. They still had a good offensive line. They had a ton of position players that were good. They had a good defense. So it's like Nick Foles is garbage. Always been garbage in my eyes. So, as far as an underdog story, I would want them to maybe win at least one playoff game. But I don't know. The Saints might be too big of a task to pull off, especially if Mike Thomas comes back. And then, or actually, you know what? I'm forgetting about the Packers. And then you got the Packers. The Saints and Packers, I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I'm saying Bills win it all, but I don't know if they're going against the Saints or the Packers.
I think for me, I for sure can see Kansas City, Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. I do think that the Pittsburgh Steelers will lose in the first round to the Cleveland Browns. Yep, I think the Cleveland Browns are going to beat them again.
The Steelers are trash. The Steelers are overrated.
Man. That's crazy. They started 11-0 and then 0-6 or something.
They're the Pittsburgh TikToks.
Motherfuckers looking like the Pittsburgh Pirates, man.
Yeah, I think they won 11-0, and then lost 4 straight, and I think won 1, and then they lost the last game because they rested their players that one, but they're trash.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're gonna get knocked out first round.
But do you think
Titans,
do you
huh?
think Baker Mayfield can do it? Can he pull it off?
Against them?
Yeah.
I think he can for that game. I don't think he's gonna do it for the rest of the playoffs though. Like I think they're gonna beat the Steelers and then they're gonna lose whoever they're gonna play next. Because Cleveland, I don't think they got that type of team. Honestly, they're just like the Ravens. Like they just run the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like I don't know. That's too one dimensional to me. But then again, I don't know. You know, because usually in the playoffs, that's what they say. You know, the teams that run the ball, that's usually like the favorite. You know.
Unless it happens like the Ravens last year when they got down and Lamar Jackson couldn't get him out against the Titans.
Right, right. I do think the Titans are going to beat the Ravens again in this playoffs.
I
I
want them
think
to, but I don't know. The Titans defense is kind of trash.
their defense is garbage, yes, but
It ain't like last year's.
I think Derrick Henry's too foolish for that Ravens defense. That man's running with a mission right now.
You got Henry, and then you got AJ Brown. They're like just some big ass bullies.
Yeah, and they just run blocking wide receivers too, and then like they still play with a fullback. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want the Titans to win, but I don't know the Ravens. I don't know. They might take it. Did it cut out? I think it might have cut out.
yo 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 yo.
Yo, okay, I can hear you.
All right, I think it's because I have my phone on like I'm looking at the games, but I think it's what was it Seahawks Rams? I think Seahawks are gonna get them
I think Seahawks because Golf is hurt, so I don't know if he's even gonna play.
right. Yeah, so that's it for them. Um, Bears Saints. I do think the Bears are gonna pull an upset on the
I want them
Saints
to, but the Saints defense, I don't know. They can be pretty foolish at times.
at times, but be a lot of other times they be looking kind of sus. So like, God damn, like Marshawn Lattimore. I like his game, but some games he be like, you don't know which one you're gonna get each week. You know, I'm like shit.
Yeah, I think it's
Um,
it's all depend on Drew Brees how well he's throwing because sometimes he be looking like
you got that
last year Peyton Manning.
yeah, that man ramen noodle arm.
Yeah, but I want Bears to pull it upset.
Yeah, I could see them doing it. I think they're gonna rely on David Montgomery. I think he's gonna be like
Yeah,
the hero of that game. Um, let me see. We got Tampa Bay and Washington. I think Tampa Bay will get them. Uh, but I think out the NFC, I think it's gonna be a toss up between Green Bay and um, I don't know. Actually, no, I'll just say Green Bay. I think Green Bay is the favorite. I think I will go with them going all the way. And whoever wins between the Chiefs and the Bills, I think that'll be like the Super Bowl.
I don't know. I might change my mind. I might go Bucks Bills Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Bucks gonna beat Green Bay.
They beat them in the season. I
I
think
think
they
they did.
they
Yeah, I think they
trashed
did.
Green Bay.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, because
I
Aaron
don't know.
Rodgers getting sacked. I remember that.
It just depends on Aaron Rodgers' supporting cast, and I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
and
that's
I'm
big
not
fact.
talking about Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams because I'm pretty sure I know Devontae Adams is going to show up. Aaron Jones should show up, but the other receivers they lost their
Yeah,
left tackle, their defense. Like, are they going to show up?
right.
So I think that left tackle being lost for the year because he tore his ACL, that's going to be a big factor.
That Bacarty dude, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he might have been.
Oh,
He's probably top three left tackles in the game.
right. Yeah,
So
that's been
depending on who they play, if they play the Saints have a pretty good pass rush. The Bucks, I don't know. I don't think they got well. They got Barrett, I think was his name, Shaq Barrett.
Yeah, they got a bunch of pass rushers. They got him and JPP.
Yeah, so if they play a team that got some pass rushers, that might be the recipe to get Green Bay because they're down that tackle.
Yeah.
And then you don't know if the supporting cast, Valdez Scantling, he suffers from the dropitis, so you don't know how his hands are going to be looking.
Him and my
He
boy
got COVID. He got COVID in his hands.
My boy Equinemius St. Brown.
He barely plays. They barely play him.
Alan Lazard.
Alan Lazard, I think he was hurt. I haven't heard too much of him.
Yeah.
Tanyan's good, but they throw touchdowns to him, but they don't really throw the ball to him anytime else other than a touchdown.
Right.
So
yeah, and I can see between those two teams, the Tampa Bay and Green Bay.
So yeah, but the Saints, it just depends on Drew Brees, how his arm's looking, and if Mike Thomas is back healthy.
I think he's hurt again. I've seen something like his knee or something.
They put him on IR, but they put him on IR with the intention that he'll be ready for playoffs.
Mm.
From what I thought, if they don't got him, then I wouldn't touch that pick. I wouldn't pick them at all.
Yeah, I'm not believing in the Saints. I'm sorry. Alvin Kamara's dope, but I think that's really all they have on offense. Like, that's consistent.
I think that, like, offense, they got Sanders, they got Cook, Mike Thomas, Kamara. They can pound it with Murray.
But they need a healthy Mike Thomas, though.
Yeah, if he's healthy. Then you got the Taysom Hill aspect. You don't know, like, he can play tight end. He can get a couple runs.
Yeah.
So I like their team overall, but the Saints always disappoint you in the playoffs. Some drama, some bullshit always happens every year.
Well, luckily, they ain't playing the Vikings this year. See, that always happens against the Vikings.
Vikings or the Rams.
Oh, yeah, with that pass interference.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
If they're gonna, they better not leave it in the refs' hands or last second. Like if they plan on winning, they need to be up by 2 touchdowns going into the fourth. It doesn't need to be a close game. Where I'm not going with them. I don't trust them.
Right.
But yeah, I might go Bucks actually. Just Bucks Bills, but Bills Packers might be a better Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think it's like I said. Those are my top 4. It's gonna be a toss up of a combination of those those 4 teams. You know.
I'm tired of the Chiefs though. I don't want to see the Chiefs no more. I don't know. Everybody be on them too hard. I'm not trying to roll with the Chiefs.
I'm kind of tired of them too, but to me, they just got too much on offense for anybody. You know, like even without like really a running game, like they're just too foolish. Like,
and it's just like. It's really just 3 players: Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Kelsey. Like, you cannot stop them. Even if you triple team them, they're still going to make a play.
Yep. Like, it don't matter who that second receiver is. It don't matter who the other running backs are. Like, it's just those 3. Like, that's like the nucleus. And then their defense is kind of trash in my opinion, but they be making it happen sometimes.
Yeah, they got like that streaky defense. Like, they can make a play when needed. Because they got Honey Badger, they got Chris Jones on the D line.
Right, those are like the only 2 players that I know.
Yeah,
everybody else I never heard of.
They got some good like rookies that were like in the secondary. I think one guy's like last name Sneed. They got a cool like rookie linebacker, but other than that, it's like there's like no names on their defense.
Right. Yeah, I think they're a little too streaky for me. But that's how, I don't know. I've been noticing that, like, these past couple of Super Bowls, like, a lot of these defenses been, like, streaky as hell. Like, they'll get in.
Yeah. That's how they were. That's how they were when they won the Super Bowl. Like, their defense, like, they're kind of trash, but they're, like, streaky, and they'll get, like, an interception when needed or something.
Right. That kind of reminds me of the Giants back in like the 2007 year and the 2011 year. Like
they had that recipe though. They had the D line.
Yeah, that is true. Their secondary was kind of faulty, but that D line, that's all that matters really. You know, if he gets to the quarterback.
That D line. That's why, like the Niners, I don't know why they let Buckner go. Like they could have had a foolish D line. Not saying the D line isn't good still, but if they had Buckner, Bosa, who else they had? They had the one guy, the pass rusher from the Chiefs, but even though I think he's been hurt a lot. D Ford. What's his name? DJ Jones. They had Solomon Thomas was a good rotation. He wasn't like a worthy top 3 pick, but he was a good rotation piece.
And they had Eric Armstead.
Armstead. That could have been a nice line with Buckner, but they want to go ahead and pay Armstead, who I think had like 3 sacks this year, if that.
To me, Armstead, he didn't come along until last year, and he got drafted before. He got drafted before Buckner, like the year before Buckner, and Buckner been dominant since he came in the league. You know what I mean? Like to me, they should have kept Buckner before they kept Armstead.
And Armstead was dominant as Buckner's backup. Like Buckner was the starter, and Armstead would come in on like passing downs and get like a sack, and that's how he got like 10 sacks or 11 sacks and got his contract. But it was like you were just you weren't like the main piece. Like I don't know why they paid him like he was.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, that's what really defeated them this year was getting rid of Buckner. Minus the injuries, of course, because you know that kind of like obviously threw their season like away, but. To me, their biggest mistake was getting rid of Buckner. Like that was like not the wisest decision.
They should have kept him, and I think with them, Niners and the Chargers should seriously look into their training staffs because every year they have all these injuries, all these torn ACLs. Like something like their training staff can't be. They're doing something wrong. Like
I think it's the field they're playing on.
Like it don't make sense that the Niners have 10 ACL tears a year, 15 ACL tears a year, like to star players, like their top players get hurt.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy G, I think it's time to get rid of him. And I'm not a Niners fan. I'm just talking about the Niners, but I ain't no Niners fan. I don't care what they do, to be honest with you.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Niners. I'm not a Niners fan. I'm just playing my Madden GM kind of role as I think Jimmy G probably should go. I don't think he's the quarterback. Not saying he's bad because they actually have a pretty good winning record with him, but you can't rely on it. If he keeps getting hurt every year, like you need to kind of cut bait and get a new quarterback.
Yeah, I think they should trade him while they can. Like they can get some kind of value.
I think they can cut him because I don't know if any team is going to give him too much for him, but I think they can cut him and not have to they're not going to have too much cap hit.
Yeah, I would. I think they paid him too much, and then you could find somebody in the draft.
They got 40 free agents or something, so it's they gotta they're gonna. I don't know how their financial situation is looking, but they got to pay a lot of people. So I don't know, they may have to keep him, but I don't know if they'll have money to if they wanted to make a trade or sign another quarterback or something. I don't know if they can sign Dak if he was available or trade for a Matthew Stafford or something. I don't know if they have enough money for all that.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford on the Niners wouldn't be a bad pick up for them.
To me, he's probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks.
He's for sure
be in Detroit.
Yeah, he's damn near I was having this conversation with someone the other night. Was I mean, for me personally, I don't think I wouldn't put him in my top 10 quarterbacks. To me, it's it goes by tiers. You got your tier 1 quarterback, tier 2, tier 3. To me, he's a high end tier 2.
Yeah, it's I definitely think being in Detroit is ruining his career. He's getting it's like Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders, it's just you go to Detroit and you just rot over there. They ruin careers, man. Even like careers where it's like Matthew Stafford for his age. I think he has like some of the greatest like accolades like as far as stat wise.
Right.
Same with Calvin Johnson. Same with Barry Sanders. It's like those two retired early. Matthew Stafford's still going, but it's like, well, he ain't gonna win nothing, man.
Nah, now he's starting to get hurt now too. Like he's like getting hurt like toward the end of the year. Like stop him out.
If they,
Try to dipset.
yeah, if the Niners can make a move for him, that would be big. But I think he might make too much money, like his contract. Pretty sure he's getting a pretty good amount.
Yeah, I think that's probably the only person Detroit really paying like that. Everybody else, they don't seem to really keep that long.
Yeah, nobody. Well, it seems like they pay people and then they end up like cutting them, so it's like it's dead money at that point. I think they still have to pay them or whatever.
Oh, shit. I always used to say to myself, I guess like growing up, like with different sports teams, like teams they should just like get rid of, just abolish, like just blow up the whole thing. It's always been the Detroit Lions, the Los Angeles Clippers, and the baseball team. It was the what team was it? The Kansas City Royals, but this was before they got good. It was those three teams. I used to like religiously be like, why are these teams still like in their leagues? Because all of them suck like consistently every single year. Like it makes no sense. But I mean, obviously the Clippers are doing better now than Detroit. I mean,
Detroit, I think the Clippers are doing better. The Royals, I don't know what they did last year, but I know they win the World Series like in the last couple of years or something like that.
Yeah, they won one
recently.
World Series. Yeah, they won one recently.
So it's like they're doing good, but as far as the Detroit Lions, I don't see them doing anything in the next 10 years.
I don't see anything with them in the next 20 years. I think the Detroit Lions will always be the Detroit Lions. They're kind of like the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, but the Cincinnati Bengals had a bunch of years where they racked off like playoff appearances with Marvin Lewis?
Yeah, Marvin Lewis, yeah.
He got him to the playoffs, and I think back in like the late 80s, early 90s, they were actually pretty good. I think they got to the Super Bowl one year.
And they had Boomer Esiason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they always have foolish jerseys and stuff. So I always kind of showed the Bengals love. But the Detroit Lions, nah, man. They had Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, and that's about it. Like, there ain't nothing else good about that. Matthew Stafford.
My boy Dre Bly.
We'll put Dre Bly in the Broncos history. You want to count his Lions. Wasn't he on the Rams too?
Yeah, he was on the Rams at first, and then he went to the Lions. That was the best years on the Lions. He's gonna throw them out the window like, nah, those don't count. He was in Detroit those years. Them stats are over. What's the word? I can't think of the name. Inflated, yeah, overinflated. But yeah. What about predictions on the draft? I know it's a little early.
You probably go Jaguars, go Trevor Lawrence, even though Clemson just got booted. That boy Justin Fields. Probably go 2 to the Jets, I would say. And then after that, it's probably all hell breaks loose. But I think those are the 2 top picks right now.
Yeah.
Based on the teams drafting. Unless like the Jets want to go one more year with Sam Darnold, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I think Sam Darnold. Like, there's the thing. With Sam Darnold, I feel like he can be good if he was in a better situation. Like, I don't think like he had a fair opportunity in New York so far.
Because Adam Gase is the worst head coach in
the
history of the NFL. I've been trying to tell people, like, how do you get fired and then get hired for a head coaching job?
Didn't he have wasn't he like 1-something on the Dolphins, and he got fired and got hired right by the Jets? Like, how you got hired this nigga that just got 1 win?
I don't know. Like, when he was on the Broncos, he wasn't even good. It was Peyton Manning that was the damn offensive coordinator.
Man. Oh yeah, he was the offensive coordinator on that team.
I don't know. He's been a terrible coach. I don't know why teams keep giving him an opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know. And then how does Eric Bieniemy not have a job? I think the Jets need to really make a move, or some team, whatever team is like out there that's just fired their coach, they need to make a move for Eric Bieniemy.
I think he's going to the Falcons.
I think they may keep Raheem Moore.
I don't think so. Raheem Moore didn't do much of anything. I mean, he won. I mean, they were better, but I would nah. Raheem Moore need to go back to coordinator.
I remember he used to be on the coach of the Bucks.
Yeah,
he's like the youngest coach at that time.
Yeah, didn't he start off like he was like the special teams, not special teams, the secondary coach on the Bucks, and then he like got moved up or something?
Yeah, I think he like went automatically to coach.
Yeah, he better go back to special teams and move his ass back up. But Bellamy needs to be the head coach of the Falcons.
I think somebody was looking at Jim Caldwell to be the coach. I forgot which team it was.
Jim Caldwell, man, I don't know about him. He has a winning record, but he just be standing there just looking at him. It's like talk, say something.
He's like a mute. He has no emotion to his face. Like I don't think anyone would really take him serious. Like in the coaching room, like what?
I know Robert Saleh is getting some interviews. He might go to the Lions actually.
Yeah, I could see him going back to Jacksonville. I remember he was their defensive coordinator when they had that raw defense.
Was he?
Yeah, he was their D coordinator.
Oh shit! I think the Jaguars were Urban Meyer.
I was seeing something with that Urban Meyer going to Jacksonville. That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, but he wants that like $12 million a year.
Yeah, he's gonna be taxing for sure.
You think Harbaugh will come back to NFL from Michigan?
Hell no. He is a college coach.
I don't even know if he's a college coach because Michigan ain't been too good.
I don't know. He just seems too like rah for me to be an NFL
He's
coach.
like he's the type like you bring him in for a couple of years. He motivates the people. He gets the team together, and then he got to go because then it starts to be about him, and then the players are like, fuck this guy. So like he's kind of like Mark Jackson. Like he come in, build the team, but then he got to go and let somebody else come and get them to the promised land. Because it's like they're too like the way they are. They start like pushing their agenda onto the team, and that's why Mark Jackson really don't got a job because it's like he came in, he was a great motivator, team builder, and then he started pushing that church and all that stuff. And then Harbaugh, I feel like he was pushing his own image and his own like he was the star. They didn't have a star player; he was the star, and I think that kind of was the downfall of his coaching tenure.
Yeah, to me, I think he was just talking too much to the media.
Yeah, because he was the star. Like he was the star player, and he's the coach.
Right. Like some things just need to be like in house, you know.
Yeah.
But also too, I think that at that time, Jed York, he was making some pretty questionable decisions at that time. So I don't put the blame completely on Harbaugh in that aspect, but like I don't know. I think now he's starting to get it. You know, Jed York, he's starting to like understand like the job. I think he just got it.
He fell back, and he's like, "You guys, John Lynch, you do what you do. Shanahan, you do what you do."
Right.
Kind of like with the Lakers, how before the Genie bust, it was her brothers, and they were like all in the damn team, and I think Mitch Kupchak was the GM, and it was a disaster. Mm-hmm. You get them out of there, you get Playboy Rob in there, he's building a team.
Boy, Rob Pelinka?
Yeah. Shyster.
That dude's a shyster. He play on the Michigan Wolverines too.
Yep.
He's a shyster, man.
Yep. Wasn't he the sixth man?
I think so.
He was Kobe's agent. Like, he's a straight up shyster.
Oh man, that dude. Oh yeah, he was Kobe's agent. Oh shit.
That was his like claim to fame was like being Kobe's agent, and that's why they hired
Oh
him as the they hired him with Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson was a GM, and then they hired Rob Pelinka because he was Kobe's agent, so he was in the front office. And
right.
then Rob Pelinka did like some shady shit and got like Magic Johnson fired or something. He took over as GM.
Hey, free Magic, man.
Playboy Rob.
But nah, it's gonna be interesting to see like who gets a coaching opportunity. I for sure think Eric Bieniemy needs to go somewhere. Like
It's definitely his year. There's not going to be another year where unless
yeah,
he chooses not to.
right.
And
I think the best. I think the best situation is like either Detroit or who else just fired their coach? Not Jacksonville.
the Chargers.
Oh yeah, the Chargers. That'll be a good play for him. He get to work with Herbert and all the weapons. Oh man, they bring in some more pieces. Oh man, that would be kind of foolish.
Yeah, that's probably the best destination right now is the Chargers.
Yeah.
But I I think Bellamy's either going to go to the Jets or Falcons.
I don't know. I don't think he wants. I don't think I can really see him going to a team that like needs to like overhaul everything. That's gonna be too much of a mess. I think they need like an old school coach.
Like if
maybe
you
even
overhaul everything, I think you need like a new like college type of coach. If it's a complete overhaul,
right, like someone to like bring in their whole different philosophy and like
yeah.
like a mastermind to the game, so to speak. What about that dude? Who was that college coach that just got fired on Texas? I forgot his name.
I forget his name too, but he only there for a couple years.
Yeah, I remember he took over after Applewhite or wherever
he's
that.
not. He wasn't the guy that came from like he didn't come from Stanford, did he? And I'm thinking someone else.
You talking about the bright dude?
Yeah.
Nah, that dude's still on Stanford. I think.
Oh, he's still there. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Texas. I don't know if they were that good to where they got. I don't know. But then again, Cliff Kingsbury, he got fired. He had a losing record. He got a head coaching job.
Yeah. He had a pretty good year this year too with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, 8-8. But I mean, they made a step forward. But I think Kyler Murray got hurt. Like he was I think he hurt
too much.
He hurt his shoulder like a few weeks back, and he hasn't been the same since.
After that Seahawks game.
Yeah.
That first one when they lost. I was like, yep. I had him on my fantasy team. I was like, yep, he's looking. As I started pitching him, I was like, I'm putting Herbert in the game because it ain't looking too good for Kyler Murray. It cost me a couple of weeks, but I was like, nah, he ain't looking the same, man. Like, he ain't running as much.
Yeah.
All that shit.
You see, kind of transition to to basketball. You see these Warriors tonight?
Oh, man. What, right now?
Yeah, I think the game just finished.
Oh, shit, I missed it then.
They blew out Sac. And then you see the New York Knicks are actually competitive and have a winning record right now.
Yeah, Knicks looking kind of good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking what Curry did the other day, man. At 62.
Dropped 62. His jump shot, I don't know what he dropped today, but his jump shot was looking nice. Wiseman was looking good too.
Yeah, Wiseman's gonna be a problem.
Let's see, Curry. He dropped 30 tonight in 31 minutes.
Boy, Curry's a problem, man.
Oh.
He almost had a triple-double too.
Looney had 11 points. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Give him his ring right now.
Who?
Looney, 11 points tonight.
Shit, man. You want to wrap this one up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
All right, y'all. Just stay tuned for future episodes. We got some more stuff for you guys. Like I said earlier, we're probably gonna have some. Well, definitely gonna be having some guests. Please stay tuned for that. some more crazy topics.
Yeah.
This is just a first episode, so
Yeah, first episode, getting the playoffs out the way.
yeah, you just get this one out the way. But after that, it's gonna be it's gonna be one for the record books.
Yeah. You think about having guests on next week, or is that a little bit down the line?
Yeah, it may happen next week. May happen
Okay.
next week. I gotta patch in with some people. See when all the dates could happen, and if it's a go, then we're gonna try to do it.
Okay.
All right,
Let's
people.
wrap it up.
Stay tuned for future episodes.
Peace.
Peace.